Hey guys, Harsh here and welcome back to Technolobe. Now in the past year, Realme has done one hell of a job in India. They've launched some awesome phones at very affordable price points, and now we have a very good competitor to Xiaomi, and that is a very tough thing to do, but Realme has achieved that. And the prime example of what I'm talking about is this phone, the Realme X2. This one comes for a price of Rs 17,000 and has some really great hardware. Let's start with what lies under the hood. So Realme X2 comes with a Snapdragon 730G processor, and along with that you get a couple of options: 4GB of RAM, 6GB of RAM or 8GB of RAM, and as far as the storage options go you get 64 or 128GB of internal storage. Now one awesome thing over here is that you get to see a dedicated microSD card slot, and that is very important in the budget segment. So we've seen this trend fade away and then make a comeback, which is excellent. Even Xiaomi is including microSD card slots in their budget segment just like Realme, and it's a win for us consumers. Now when it comes to performance, Realme X2 is a beast. It does not drop a sweat and you get some really awesome performance out of it. The experience is very smooth, no lag whatsoever, and day-to-day tasks like checking email, replying to WhatsApp messages, browsing through Instagram, YouTube, playing your favorite games like PUBG, everything is super smooth on Realme X2. And when it comes to performance, it's literally one of the best phones out there under 20,000 rupees, and that gets a big fat thumbs up from my side. Now one of the things that I don't like about this phone is the software. So it comes with ColorOS 6 on top of Android, and it is literally one of the worst skins on Android. Like, I do not like it at all. It has a lot of bloatware, it is very childish, and it is not clean by any means. Like, it is not minimalistic, and I am a fan of minimalistic things. So ColorOS 6 is not good at all, and I just hope that the ColorOS 7 update comes really soon to this phone, or the Realme UI update that has been teased around here and there comes to this phone really soon. But as of this date, as of shooting this video, Realme X2 has ColorOS 6 and I don't like it at all. Now let's go ahead and talk about that display. So Realme X2 comes with an AMOLED display with a resolution of Full HD+. So things like watching movies or YouTube videos, playing games, or in general navigating to the UI are excellent because of that beautiful AMOLED display. Now one thing that I did not like is the maximum brightness. So the maximum brightness is on the lower side, and that is pretty evident in terms of direct sunlighting conditions. This problem is there in Realme XT as well, and it continues in Realme X2 as well. So maybe in the next iteration they can fix this issue, because when you use this phone in outdoors conditions, the brightness is not that much, and that is pretty evident. But apart from the maximum brightness, the display is actually very good when it comes to color reproduction. So I just hope that they fix the maximum brightness in the next iteration of this phone. Okay, so that was display. Now what about the battery life? So the Realme X2 comes with a massive 4000 mAh battery, which will easily last you through the day and some part of the next day as well. I've had no issues with the battery life on this phone, and the cherry on the cake over here is the 30-watt super fast charging. So you get very fast charging with this phone, and the charger is provided in the box itself. So you do not have to go ahead and buy a separate charger. The charger inside the box is very fast, and in case you don't charge your phone in the night and in the morning you have like 5% battery left, then you do not need to worry. Just plug it in for around 15 to 20 minutes and you'll have enough juice for the whole day, which is awesome. So when it comes to the battery life and charging, I have no complaints whatsoever. Okay, so this brings us to the main point, that is them cameras. So just like the Realme XT, the Realme X2 also has a quad camera setup on the back. In fact, it's the exact same setup. 64 megapixel primary camera, an ultra wide angle camera, a macro camera, and a depth sensor. So yeah, you do get 4 cameras, and out of the 4 cameras you get 3 different perspectives. So there's the normal camera, the ultra wide angle perspective, and the macro perspective. Now when it comes to the actual photos, Realme X2 is capable of taking some really good photos in all sorts of lighting conditions. The detail level is excellent, the dynamic range is good enough, and overall the photos are very pleasing to the eye. One thing that I did not like is the saturation level. So the saturation level in terms of photos and videos is on the higher side and it is not natural. So I'm a person who likes natural colors and natural saturation level, but you might be a person who likes saturated photos. So it comes down to personal preference. But overall, when it comes to shooting photos with this phone, I've had a very good experience. And what makes the experience even better is installing Google Camera. And I've made a dedicated video about Google Camera on Realme X2. So if you haven't watched that yet, then please go ahead and watch that, because then you'll understand why to install Google Camera on your Realme X2. I'll make sure to drop a link to that video in the description box below. Now what about them selfies? So the selfies taken from this phone are not good at all. They are very soft and lack detail, which is kind of bad because when it comes to selfies, detail level is the most important thing. So I do not like the front camera, and maybe with the software update they can fix the front camera. But yeah, as of now, I do not like the front camera. Now let's talk about the little things that complete this phone. Number one is headphone jack. Yes, this phone does come with a headphone jack and the output from the headphone jack is pretty good as well. Number two is the fingerprint sensor. So the in-display fingerprint sensor on this phone is very fast. Like, I did not expect the fingerprint sensor to be so fast and accurate. It is almost as fast and as accurate as a physical fingerprint sensor, which is awesome. So yeah, when it comes to the fingerprint sensor, this phone gets a 10 out of 10. Apart from that, I'm also happy with the speakers. Like, I did not expect the speakers to perform very good in the first place, but they did not disappoint me as well. So yeah, it's a very good situation, and when it comes to the speakers, I'm not disappointed. So overall, the Realme X2 is a very complete package for the price of rupees 17,000. And if you're looking for a new phone in the 15 to 20,000 rupees price segment, then Realme X2 is a very strong competitor. I know that it does not have the best software out there with ColorOS 6, but that is going to be solved really soon with ColorOS 7 or Realme UI, whichever comes first for this phone. So when that problem is solved, I think that Realme X2 is going to be one of the best phones out there under 20,000 rupees, if not the best. If you want to buy it, I'll drop a link in the description box below. So that's been it. My name is Harsh Punjabi. I'll see you guys in the next one.